Lord Shiva himself is very renounced. He doesn't have much so-called physical opulence. In fact, he stays in crematorium and he doesn't wear any golden ornaments, but he wears snake, skull, and he doesn't use any perfumes. He has ashes on the body. So it is like, he's like, doesn't possess anything. Whereas those who worship Shiva are very opulent. They have a lot of, material wealth. And Lord Vishnu is Lakshmipati. He goddess of fortune is the source of wealth for the people in the material world. She only benedicts people with wealth. And her husband means, she derives the strength from the husband. So that is Vishnu, means possessor of all the opulence. In fact, Aishwaryasya, Shamagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasya, Shriya. And all the 6 opulence he possesses full. So Aishwarya also he possesses full wealth. But his devotees are not that wealthy. Mostly his devotees, they are appearing externally to be in poverty. So Parikshit Maharaj said, what is this contradiction? Master is wealthy means servant is poor. And master is poor and servant is wealthy. What is this? So this interesting puzzle was addressed by Sukadeva Goswami, saying that Lord Shiva is Bhutanath, he is in the material world, he actually is the master of the material elements actually. And this, when all these material elements, by using one of the elements, when a person actually worships the Supreme Lord, then what happens? The Lord also in that particular element benedicts that person. All the material elements. Generally, people use the material element to worship the Lord. So in this way, whereas Lord Krishna is beyond all the material elements. Material elements are there, but his original situation is beyond the material elements. He is situated always in Visuddha Sattva. The material world up to Suddha Sattva. Sattva, up to Sattva. Suddha Sattva or Visuddha Sattva is above Sattva Guna. So Lord Shiva is within these 3 modes and is master of it. And within the 3 modes somebody worships him. Accordingly, the Lord Shiva gives the benediction. By the benediction, they become like, because they got the material thing, they become opulent. And Lord Vishnu, who is beyond the material modes, the worshippers also, when they come becoming purified, they also are situated in that mode only, Visuddha Sattva. Because of which, even if the wealth is available, they are not even really interested to pursue or even attached to it if it is given to them also. Wealth may be there, but they are not very much attached because they have transcended the modes of material nature. So we can see, like, sometime back we were discussing last week also, Sudama was having wealth, but he was not attached. Lord gave, he was not having first anyway. He is the classical example of poverty struck actually. How he is going to give, we are going to this chapter is describing. When the wealth was given to him so much, still he was not attached. So in this connection, a very same question was asked by Parikshit Maharaj's grandfather Yudhishthira Maharaj. after doing the Ashwamedha Yajna, he asked, so Sukadeva Goswami is telling, your grandfather also has the same question. You are in the parampara now. You are asking me, your grandfather asked Krishna only. Krishna was present and his same question, how is that your devotees are poor? Lord Shiva's devotees are rich. What is this puzzle? Can you please explain? So it was asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Lord Krishna, for which Lord Krishna is replying, and that reply is this verse that we have recited. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Krishna is explaining. And the Lord is telling, if I very specifically favor somebody, I take away the wealth. This is very strange, you know. So that, why? Because in the material world, when a person is wealthy, people go to him, relatives, friend. They go, and why they go? Because they may want to get some benefit. A rich man, relative means you go to him and then thoda chamchagiri karo, then he will give some wealth. Friends, you will find, a rich man, friends are many, because he may spend money, you may throw a party, so he has got money, so he can throw a party. So people are very much wanting to be in the association of rich people, wealthy people, famous people, etc., etc. So these people actually make the entanglement more. So if Krishna wants to relieve the entanglement, then he says that you take away the wealth, and all these relatives will go away. That is what Krishna wants. Unnecessary people, why they should be there? They will not come. A poor man throws a party, who will come? Udhar jayega to kya milega? Khichdi milega? Nahi, humko party chahiye. So when some people go away, then he thinks, "Arey bhai, all these people are coming to me, they are not coming," and then he feels in a very helpless condition when people are abandoned. And Krishna is the helper of the helpless. When somebody is fully helpless, then Krishna is there to, take care of the situation. If as long as the person thinks he can manage on his own, Krishna leaves. ठीक है, कितना manage करेगा देखेगा. When says, सब हो गया अभी. Draupadi is the example. She wanted to manage on her own until the end. She was trying to even hold her sari, with one hand, thinking she could manage. When she figured out that it's not really going to work, so when she fully surrendered, then instantaneously, Krishna was there. So in that way, when a devotee, because of all these material things he has lost, he has no attachment to them, and he is completely poverty struck, and people have abandoned him, and he is in such a helpless situation, and is in that situation, Krishna says, I bestow the special mercy. And that special mercy actually helps him to mature fully in Krishna consciousness, so that he can achieve the goal of life. Because my devotee become poverty struck, Krishna is telling. Because generally my devotees are like that, because I don't generally give, and they are looking to be poverty struck. People in general try to avoid me. Krishna is telling, people generally they try to avoid him, because वो सोच रहे, अरे इनको भक्त बन जाएगा तो हमको भी ऐसा बनना पड़ेगा. And then what they do, they see that other demigod worshippers are very wealthy, अरे ये लोग सब अच्छा है, हम भी उनको footsteps follow करें. Krishna is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, somebody tries to avoid me because मेरा पास आएगा तो तुरंत कुछ देता नहीं, मैं ले लेता हूँ. And go to the demigods, they are all giving, so people are very attracted. अच्छा है इधर, इधर जाकर तो मिलेगा, so they go to them. But when they become wealthy, they get intoxicated, so much they may even commit offense against their own deities. Krishna is telling. Krishna is going to explain a story which we will see. So it's a very interesting lesson from Lord Krishna about how he deals with his devotees and how his devotees are, not appearing to be possessing the wealth from the external calculation. So a nice purport is given, long purport, in which Platini, you please mute yourself and chant. You don't chant actually, you mute and hear. Okay. While driving you can hear, but you don't chant. All right. The devotees of the Lord actually, they also experience happiness and distress. Happiness and distress, as long as you are in the material world, sometimes happiness comes, sometimes distress comes. And question can be asked, I am a devotee, how am I also suffering? Sometimes I suffer. Many times people, devotees ask, I am surrendered to Krishna, I am chanting Hare Krishna, still I am undergoing difficulties. Why is that? So here it is explained, for a materialistic person, undergoing suffering is because of his karma, the reaction of his karma. And a devotee also may undergo some kind of difficulties. It may appear to be like a reaction of his karma, whereas they are not really in the sense exactly of the result of the karma per se. It may appear to be like that. It is not. And it is all incidental effects of loving reciprocation of the Lord. Lord is also there. You can't just neglect that. For outside fellows, law of karma takes care of them. But then, for a devotee, when difficulties are coming, in the watchful eyes of the Lord, things are happening. He is watching what is happening. You are undergoing some difficulty, Krishna is watching also and allowing it to happen. The question can be asked, can he stop it? Yes, he can, but he doesn't. He doesn't, because he wants things to evolve naturally. A child, sometimes when he tries to walk, sometimes you try to little bit, and then the child, tries to walk and you don't give the hand, child will think, you are not even catching hold of me, what is this? The child is left so that you fall down and then get up and try to learn. The same way, the Lord, under Lord's watchful eyes, the devotee undergoes the happiness and suffering. Both are happening. For devotees also it's happening. Both will be happening. So, it is mentioned in the purport, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is described about, Srila Rupa Goswami describes about various karmic reaction that a Vaishnava is relieved. There are different, the karmic reactions are in different stages. There are some karma which is done in the previous life, they have not started manifesting. Aprarabdha. Opposite of that is fully manifest, that is prarabdha. Prarabdha. Some karma is happening. People say that it's a prarabdha karma. It is because of the previous deeds. One gets karma, result, prarabdha. And there are some karma done, but they are not manifested actually. That is aprarabdha. Aprarabdha. And some are just started manifesting, that is kuta. And some are barely manifesting, bij, like seed. Some are like in the seed form, some are not even come to the seed stage, some are just sprouting, some are grown up. These are different stages of reaction of the karma that is happening. And these all karmas, the Vaishnavas are actually relieved of that. That doesn't affect us, affect the Vaishnava. And they are like, exactly like it's a matter of time. Like lotus, when time passes by, the petals fall down, like that, these all will fall down actually. Rupa Goswami says. So, the devotional service is actually so potent that it can eradicate all kinds of karmic reactions. It's not that there is any deficiency in the devotional service. It can. In the practice of devotional service, when one is sincerely and seriously engaged in fixing the mind upon the Supreme Lord and disinterested in material, designations, and when one progresses in devotional service, all these karmas, the results of the previous karmas, which are accumulated over many millions of lifetime, whichever may be in the stage that we have mentioned, they all actually get eradicated. And when a person is practicing devotional service under the watchful eyes of the Supreme Lord, the Lord sees that these karmas are getting eliminated and happiness and distresses are coming, which look like ordinary karma, and they are actually sometimes allowed by the Lord to happen only. So for example, some person undergoes some kind of difficult situation. The Lord allows, let it happen. So that a person becomes naturally matured in devotional service. Naturally matured in devotional service. Even while undergoing such kind of difficulties, the Lord actually also guides from the behind. Exactly, the child is falling down, the mother is taking care also, making sure that the child learns how to walk. She is not out of the picture, she is also there, even though child may not recognize. In the same way, for a devotee, the Lord is always existing, watching what is happening. But then the Lord allows things to happen so that a devotee actually matures himself. It is explained in the purport. Why at all the Lord has to allow this to happen? Why don't he just give only good things happening and nicely becomes fully purified? The analogy is given that a child naturally wants to play and the father stops the play. When the child plays, he is very happy, just running around and playing. The child is told, no, you stop it and put your uniform, go to the school and put in the school. Even child says, no, I don't want to go jump. Okay. The child will think this father is very bad. Why is not allowing me to be happy, but he is putting, I don't like this, enclosure, so many children, and teacher is telling keep quiet. I don't want to keep quiet. They're telling me to keep quiet. If I do something, they tell me to stand on the bench. What is this? So much restriction. I want to be free. Child may not really like the father's act, but then the father does it so that, even though it may look like something which is unfavorable, for in a long run, it is favorable for the child. So the child will not recognize that at that point of time. When he grows up, then he know, "Arey, acha kiya mera father. If I don't go to the school, what would have happened?" Like that. So when a question is asked, why the Lord is making me to undergo this suffering, and that question is asked with a childish mind. The mind of a child. When the child is in first standard, LKG, UKG, whichever KG, that level of thinking is there for this person who is asking this question. That level of maturity level is that much. That time he will only see that what it is so bad like that. But a devotee who is mature enough, when he undergoes, he is like a grown-up person. Yeah, it is good that I am undergoing. So it depends upon how a devotee is matured. Same thing is happening. He himself may be undergoing suffering actually. But he won't complain. He will not say, why Lord is giving to me. He said, yes, Lord, no problem. So Krishna wants to see a person mature from complaining to not complaining. A mature devotee doesn't go to Krishna and say that what is this, why you send me this way. He said that, okay, this is your will, no problem, let me undergo it. So when he undergoes it, and when Krishna sees that he is completely purified, then reciprocation starts. And what he is thinking of lacking, others are thinking lacking, he will give also that much more than what he could expect. No talking, listening. Suppose somebody may ask a question, what is this, immature devotee? Well, I have to be struggling so much to become purified. Are bhai, the law allowed things to happen to Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj. These are all his very intimate devotees actually, very advanced devotees. For even Lord allowed things to happen to them, how can one complain that why it is happening to me? So when Kunti Maharani, Pandavas means Kunti Maharani, if the Lord can actually allow these great devotees to undergo, then how can anybody say that, any Tom, Dick and Harry will come and say that, why, I am undergoing this? So one has to actually take the example that it is actually for our own good only. The Lord is allowing this to happen. It's our good. Exactly like a child. When child at that stage, he doesn't understand actually. So we should not remain in that stage only. Complaining stage. Complaining stage means childish. Complaining stage is childish. So much so that it is stated in the purport, Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev was, on his deathbed on the arrows, and he is asking, what is this inevitable time? So powerful that so much reverses in life. Yudhishthira, he is son of Dharmaraj, Dharma. Son of Dharma. The controlling deity of religion actually. Dharma ka Raj hai, Dharma Putra hai. So Dharma ka Putra, he has to undergo so much difficulty. The great fighter, Arjuna, he has to undergo. In the middle of the battlefield, he has to be so perplexed that he has to hear Bhagavad Gita. And this Bhima, so powerful Bhima, and he has to undergo all the difficulties. So all of them have undergone difficulties. So Bhishma Dev is telling, nobody can understand the plan of the Lord. We can only keep asking questions. Even great philosophers may do some PhD thesis on it, but they can never come to understand the plan of the Lord. We can at least little bit get the taste of what is expected of us. But Lord has a big plan. And in that plan, he has to make several things to happen. So in that part of the plan, he may put his own devotees in difficulties, and devotees don't complain. They say, "Theek hai bhai. If the Lord wants this to happen, let it happen." So it is explained that Vaishnavas, who are the devotees of the Lord, their distress is not like the ordinary karmic reaction. They also undergo distress. That is not ordinary karmic reaction, because the difference between, it is explained that the difference between ordinary karmic reaction and a devotee undergoing the suffering, which appears to be like reaction, the ordinary karmic reaction leaves residue, which is seed for the continuity. Next, for example, suppose a person, because of his bad karma, previous karma, due to previous karma, he is undergoing a suffering. Like for example, say, Hare Krishna, say somebody hit him badly, injured him. Maybe he is supposed to be injured by somebody because of previous karma. And one who is injured, there are two things to go. Theek hai bhai, because of my karma that I got injured. That is one. You have injured me, I will injure you. That is also option, second option. In the material world, generally second option is what everybody takes. An eye for the eye, you remove this, I will teach you a lesson. That is general tendency. Now, in this situation, what happens? If you got injured and if you don't react to it, you are terminating your cycle of karma actually. Because of previous karma, you got this karma, and now you react to it, you will generate the new karma actually. That is like residue remains, and in continuity, it goes in continuity. So the difference between ordinary materialistic person who reacts, by reacting he is generating more karma. Whereas if we want to achieve pure devotional service, we are supposed to get rid of all the karma. Seeds. Some seed form may be hoga, something is manifested. That burning is easy. Seed form. Seed ko kya karna hai? Fry karna padega na. Not seed mein pani dalega to then it will start sprouting actually. So this reaction is like putting water actually into the seed. And tolerating means, you tolerate and you fry it. When you tolerate, you are frying it, the karma. Seed of the karma is fried. So the devotees with the full Krishna consciousness, when they see that this is sent by the Lord, so I accept it and I tolerate it. Because the Lord is in the picture. If the Lord is not there, you will react actually. You react to something because how dare you can come and actually do this to me? What do you think actually? Well, you think that I will show you, But when the Lord is there, he thinks that, oh, my dear Lord, you have sent this person to give me this because of my bad things. So good that I am undergoing this. So I tolerate it. And he don't react to that person who has injured him. And that fellow is saying, देखो, ये इनको मारेगा तो मारेगा भी नहीं वापस. But he said, if that is what you are thinking, but I am not going to react. I am not interested in multiplying karma. I am not wanting the residues of karma. So that is how a devotee, when he undergoes either happiness or suffering, that activity does not leave the trace of the karma. It evaporates it. That's the difference between an ordinary person undergoing suffering and a devotee apparently undergoing suffering. Devotee apparently is not really suffering, because an ordinary person, when he undergoes suffering, he gets completely disturbed. Sleepless nights, so to say. He is thinking always, how it is happening to me. A devotee depends on Krishna and is thinking about Krishna only, so he is not affected by the pain. Pain, this fellow is undergoing too much pain. He may be undergoing pain, but because he is absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna and absorbed in Krishna's thought, he is immune to the pain actually. So apparently he may look like two different things. Both are more or less like same. They are very different, very different. The person responds to the stimulus. The response to the stimulus, is very different actually. How he responds. So it is quoted in the purport saying that Yamaraj telling that to his servants in the story of Ajamil in Bhagavatam, that those whose tongue don't chant the names of the Lord, those whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of the Lord, those whose head don't bow down at the lotus feet of the Lord, they don't do the duty towards Vishnu. And nothing, meaning anything that is not connected to Krishna, if somebody is such a person, bring that fellow. They are the people who go to Yamalaya. Yamaraj specifically says, on the other hand, those who are chanting, those who are worshipping the Lord, those who are doing, they have no business here actually. Don't bring them. Don't bring them. It is in connection with the Ajamil because he chanted. Not just the whole lifetime, it is just at the time of death. That itself disqualified him to go to Yamalaya actually. On the other hand, qualified to proceed in the path of devotional service. An example is given. The pain that is suffered by a devotee is like, suppose there is an eye disease, some eye disease, very painful. Sometimes, this, what is it called? Madras eye? We call it Madras eye. Conjunctivitis, huh? In Tamil Nadu, we call it Madras eye. That is the British people gave the name. you call it here like that? No. Really? In South, we call it Madras eye. British call like that. I don't know. We'll have to ask the British actually. Madras is Chennai. Chennai is Madras. They used to call. Anyway, maybe it was difficult to pronounce it. When it comes, sometimes generally nature treatment, they actually put this turmeric, turmeric paste, turmeric paste, we put it actually on the kerchief and then you press it like that. It will be very, like a burning kind of thing. Burning, it will, because eyes are already, not opened eyes, closed eyes only. So, but such some eye treatment, I'm just giving that example, but the purport it is mentioned. Suppose there is eye disease and some medicine ointment is put, it will be very burning sensation, like burning sensation. Any medicine you put, it will be burning, But then you put it only so that it is going to be part of treatment actually. And the suffering undergone is like the medicine put on the diseased eye. And it is meant for treatment. It's meant for treatment actually. It's meant for treatment. It is exactly like when mango season will coming. Generally, mango, it has to be kept in a very warm atmosphere so that it actually ripens. They put in paddy husk, rice, paddy, something like that. So it is very warm. And making it to keep it in the warm, not in air conditioning may be very easy. Air conditioning. You can't keep mango in air conditioner and then expect it to ripe. It won't ripe. It will be kacha only. Actually. So for mango to ripe, mango is mango actually. Whether it is a kacha mango or pakka mango, mango ही बोलता है ना, दूसरा नहीं बोलता है. It is a kacha, but this pakka mango is coming from kacha mango only. It cannot just appear like that. There is a process it has to undergo to become pakka. In the tree, it cannot manifest like that. The tree, small mango comes, it becomes big, it remains, and then you cut it, and then you put it in this warm thing. And warming means, why are you giving suffering to the mango here? Somebody may say that putting in warm is like suffering. No, it is the process to ripen it actually. It has to undergo that. You keep it, otherwise it won't. Everybody knows, right? Box में पैकिंग करके देता है, फैट यास्क लगा के देता है ना, तो कच्चा मैंगो देगा, लेकिन जाते 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 पक्का हो जाएगा. So the Lord allowing the suffering to come is like the process of ripening the devotee to become pure. It's a process. By undergoing the process only it becomes ripened. So in that way, while undergoing the process, when such kind of unfavorable, for a mango is naturally in the tree, nice wind is coming. Now you put it in the paddy husk, mango is complaining, अरे कि मेरे को इधर क्यों डाला, ऊपर रखो ना, अच्छा से हवा आता है, कहाँ से पकेगा तुम? Mango fruit cannot complain saying that, I was very freedom, I was happy there, you cut me and put it in this box and I can't see the light, I can't see air, why don't you give me? No, wait there. When you become pakka, I take you out, so you'll be, more sweet, to make you sweet. So to make the sweetness of devotional service, one undergoes, and he takes that as a part of the program of becoming, maturing in devotional service. Then, for some people who are not fully having faith, for them, this undergoing suffering is a way of getting rid of them. Those who are not serious candidates, when they see that by taking to Krishna consciousness, I will undergo difficulties, and that is like a screening actually, screening test. Screening test hota hai na, unwanted people. Those who are unwanted people, usko nikalna hai. So Krishna makes this as a way to remove them also. So Krishna says, if some people complain that, I have to undergo this, I can't do it, then theek hai, jao idhar se. Nahi chahiye. You are unfit fellow, you go from here. Krishna don't mind. Krishna wants quality, not mass, class. So Krishna says, no problem. Those who don't have so much faith, then if they complain, then they can find their way out what should be done. So the Lord appearing in different incarnation to perform so many pastimes. So the devotees actually take advantage of the Lord's descent so that they can be part of his pastime. And they take that opportunity to enjoy with the Lord, to give happiness to the Lord, and the Lord gives happiness also back. And Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that why all this suffering is coming. He says that when you undergo some suffering, then the real thing will become more tastier. Example is given by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur himself, that the sunrise become more attractive when you are in darkness for some time. If you are always in light, then it will not be. Darkness. When the sun is rising, now you feel a kind of happiness. During hot summer, the cold water gives you comfort. Now cold water, in the winter, cold water says, thoda garam karke do mere ko. In the winter, a warm water gives you pleasure. The same in the summer, you say that thoda thanda dena, thanda chahiye, thanda pani chahiye. So undergoing the opposite of it makes the real thing become more tastier. Lamp light appears to be attractive in darkness. When it is dark, little bit light also, you become very appreciative of it. When one has undergone hunger, if you give some prasad, even if it is not so tasty, thoda kuch to mila hai. If somebody is very hungry, even if you give khichdi, he will say that kitna feast diya mere ko. Because you need something, when you need something, even little bit aage piche chalega. Taste. So in the same way, the Lord allows the devotees to undergo different kinds of difficulties, and the Lord is ready to deliver them when they have successfully this is like a screening test, passing the test. Somebody who doesn't pass the test, gone. Somebody stays back, they pass the test. And Krishna is ready to actually bestow unlimited mercy upon them. So in this connection, Lord Krishna is explaining that even those devotees who actually go to the demigods and they get some benediction and they become so intoxicated and they even want to do something to the same person who have benedicted them. So Sukadeva Goswami explains about the incident. Krishna said they go to demigod and they can even act like that. Then Sukadeva Goswami explains a wonderful story in this chapter about Vrikashura. Vrikashura once wanted to get some boon and he wanted to get it very fast. So he met on the way Narada Muni and he asked Narada Muni, please tell which person is very easy to please. I want to please the person easily so that I can get some boon. And Narada Muni said, you go to Lord Shiva. So Vrikashura went to Lord Shiva, Kedarnath. And then he started performing. AC is on. AC is on. Band kar do. Then he started performing tapasya by means of offering flesh from his body. There are different ways of tapasya. The tapasya in the mode of passion and ignorance make voluntary suffering. So cutting flesh and putting in the flame. Yajna. So one after another days passed by. Seventh day, he said, क्या है हम इतना किया, काट हाथ को काटा है, पैर को काटा, इतना काट के डाला, फिर भी Lord Shiva has not come. The fire is the mouth of Lord Shiva. Then he went to the river and he took bath and he came and he was going to offer his own head, going to cut. Lord Shiva came and caught hold of his hand. रुको रुको भाई, ठीक है, क्या चाहिए? He said, I want a boon that whosoever head I touch, they should die. Lord Shiva said, kya? See, the very boon also you can see how, some, like, so much ignorance and destructive mentality, boon bhi chahiye, destructive boon. Lord Shiva said, ठीक है, जाओ, क्या करेगा? Gave the boon. As soon as he got the boon, he said, I want to test it. किसको टेस्ट करना है? आपको ऊपर टेस्ट करेगा. So he wanted to test on Lord Shiva only. See the mentality, Somebody is giving some benediction. Why did you go to him and you think that he is superior, he is giving benediction? उनको ऊपर ही टेस्टिंग करना. इसने अरे बाप रे बाप क्या हो गया? He started running and he started chasing. He went all over the universe and said, "Kya yaar?" Finally, he went to Vaikunta, running to Vaikunta. And Lord Vishnu could understand the situation. He doesn't dare to even explain. He said, "ठीक है, थोड़ा rest करो." Then the Lord took a form of a Brahmana, like Vamandev, short Brahmana, wearing a very. The Lord, any form he takes, effulgent. Small boy, effulgent, wearing deer skin and all this thing. And he said, he went to Varkashvara and he is running, Lord Shiva went inside Vaikunta, so he came. Hare, you are running for so long. When he saw the boy, only he was, so nice looking boy, what is this fellow doing here? He said, what, you are running for so long, you are so tired. What is the matter? He said, he explained, ये सब है, मेरा पास एक boon है, किसको भी when I touch, they die. And the boy started laughing. Why you are laughing? You believe Lord Shiva? He is a liar. He actually fooled you. Nothing will happen actually. But see, Lord speaking, Mattaha Smriti Jnanam Apohanam cha. Lord can give, remembrance also. He can give forgetfulness also. And he was talking in a way, see, especially a small boy talking in a very sweet voice and things like that. He was very, he was bewildered. क्या बोल रहा है? कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Nothing will happen. He just think that you got. I can tell you one thing. Just you put on your head and see, nothing will happen and go and kill this person. This put on your head was like a very small thing, You just put and see, nothing will happen, so that he can go and catch hold of the Shiva and say that you are a liar and then beat him and kill him so that, you'll never lie again. So many things he said, in between what he said by putting on head, he was like a small thing, Then he said, ठीक है, देख लेता हूँ. He put on his own head. Immediately shattered, like a thunderbolt stuck on his head and broke. And all the demigods, they started, relieved. Otherwise, किधर भी आके हाथ लगा देगा तो क्या होगा? Lord Shiva himself has to run. What to speak of other people are like insignificant actually. So, in this way, Lord Vishnu said, don't see all demigods when they give benediction and they become troublesome, then he has to come and say. He has to do something about it. When goes out of the hand of Brahma and Shiva, what they can do? It's only Vishnu who can do. So in this way, it is explained here how Lord Vishnu has to come to save from the situation, and he explained that just to see the demoniac persons, those who go to demigods to get some material benefit, they can even have the arrogance to even offend a personality like Lord Shiva. He only gave the boon and you want to test on him and kill him. What is that? So this is actually the mood of those who are actually absorbed in material world with all the material desires. It is very extraordinary, extreme, but different people have different kinds of levels of enjoying the material world. So in this way, those who hear the pastime of Vrikashura being killed by the Lord, killed by himself actually by the intelligent action of the Lord, they will be free from enemies. If somebody is having enemy, they should hear this. So enemies will go. So in this way, the Lord here says in the sloka that when the Lord wants to favor somebody, he gradually deprives that person of all the material opulences. And so that they become like paupers. And they become like puppets in the hand of the Lord. And in this connection, very interestingly, the very life of Srila Prabhupada is a wonderful example in our own time. Prabhupada got instruction from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922, 100 years back. You preach in the English-speaking world. And Prabhupada was trying to do so many things actually, we can see. As a businessman, he was trying to use his money in preaching work, and the business was not going well. And he was having the pharmacy in Allahabad, Prayagraj, not going well. And he thought that if he makes a lot of money, then he can use that money in preaching, which didn't work. Krishna, he wanted for, it is his Guru Maharaj told him to do, and he is wanting to do something for Krishna. Krishna didn't give money actually. He didn't give. So much so that slowly, one after another, things went away. And if family also he has to leave. And he was going, and they in fact, Prabhupada's family, they were financially in a very bad shape, by the way. So much so that is how she has to barter the scriptures for this tea thing actually. Wow. Because there is no money actually. And that has to be brought to the point that whether you want tea or the tea has to go. Situation was brought to that level. Then he thought that okay, he will start the League of Devotees in Jhansi. He went to a place and got a place, and nothing worked. And he was publishing back to Godhead, so much difficulty. So if you see all these things, it was like, he is actually trying to do something for Krishna and things are not working, Somebody may say that, what is this? He is trying to do for Krishna, Krishna is not making it happen. The whole idea is, we have our plan and Krishna has his plan. If our plan is different from Krishna's plan, we have to change our plan. Not Krishna will change his plan to our plan. How can that? Because Krishna had a plan for Prabhupada to go all over the world to make, and you are making only in Jhansi. Kya karna? Jhansi mein kya karna? Krishna is not allowing it. He is holding it. It's like a father holding that child not to succeed in certain things which he doesn't want to be successful. He wants something else than holding. So Krishna brought to such a level that he didn't have money actually. Even in Vrindavan when he was there, he was not having money. And he has to have a hard struggle to go to Delhi to print and come back and go in the third class. Those days third class used to be there, just bench. Not even second class. Forget about first class. Third class is like general compartment, Jaisa. He has to go, come. How much difficulty he has to undergo, Krishna is still holding. And bringing him to the level of some or other going to the west, and in between 2 heart attacks in the ship. So you calculate all the while after he lands up in America, he has already undergone 2 heart attack, nothing to do and no money, and he went to Butler, Pennsylvania, and came back to New York and what to do, and he was going to the shipping company, and when is the next ship, and you are only asking, you are not going. Brought to that level, and then Krishna starts Tompkins Square Park. Start the chanting and people coming one after another. If you see next 11 years, it's actually miraculous, to say the least. Nobody has ever done it actually. The way the Krishna consciousness unfolded is beyond anybody's comprehension. Is it if suppose somebody says this or this way, if you do it can happen like that, nobody will believe it. Hey, kya baat kar? And that is where we can see Krishna's hand. When he wanted to give, then he can give so much so that nobody can even think that it is possible to be happening in the real time. It happened. Nobody can deny that. It's a history actually. So this is what, when Krishna says, when I especially favor someone, I put them in a situation that nobody comes. So his relatives, nobody was there. He left all the thing. So nobody is there. In that way, he favors in such a way that one actually makes something so great and then achieve the perfection of giving Krishna consciousness and going back home, back to Godhead to join the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Okay, we will stop here. Any questions on the discussion today?
In this particular point, we said that we should be very tolerant and not react to anything, any suffering that comes our way or anything bad. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that we should fight against adharma. So, as devotees, what should we be doing?
Arjuna was a Kshatriya and he was put in a situation where he has to fight. He is a fighter. So that is Arjuna to do it. And for a sadhaka, tolerate. Sadhaka instruction is Tranadapi Sunichena Taroreva Sagashnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtane Sadahari. For Arjuna it is not Kirtane Sadahari. Take your bow, Gandiva. Why did he leave the Gandiva? Take it. Show your power. For him, it's a different situation. We are not Arjunas here. We are all Haridasas. So Haridasa's job is Kirtane Sadahari. So our dharma is Kirtane Sadahari. So if we have to do Kirtane Sadahari, on the way somebody comes and troubles, tolerate. Very difficult.
What level should one tolerate?
Always.
But given an example, like suppose I'm driving on the road and I have an accident. Not my fault, but the other person's fault. and he gets out of the car and starts beating me. Then what is to be done? Difficult situation. Not my fault. That person may be intoxicated or whoever, however he is. I don't know his mood, health condition. I'm not going to hate. So till what level and to what?
See, it is said that once Narada Muni told a snake, don't bite. And then the snake became sadhu snake. And then the children and all, when they figured out that this snake doesn't bite, then they started playing with the snake. Hey, thum, thum, aro. Then Narada Muni came, Are, kya ho gaya tumko? He said, everybody is beating me. Then what happened? Why you are tolerating? He said, you only told not tolerate. Are, I told you not to bite, no? But I didn't tell you to not to show the hoods. Suppose ऐसा करके तो चला जाएगा ना. So you should at least show the hoods, don't bite is okay. Hoods तो दिखा सकता है ना. So you show the hoods, नहीं मारा. Oh, अच्छा, ठीक है. So if you take a stick, you say that I have gun, gun, I have a gun, ठीक है, gun नहीं है, क्या पता. So show, but then not really do it. He is beating, you can beat him also, then it is a question of karma. So it's all whether we want to actually go into the vicious circle of karma or not. If we don't want to, then we have to.
So, is it better just to run away?
You do what you want. At the end, see, it may not happen overnight, but it's a question of if otherwise you would be given 10 slaps, this time if you give 9 slaps also, you are in a progressive stage. So I'm not expecting a upside down change. But it is a question of we training ourselves to go towards the perfection. And that will be a gradual process. It's not going to be overnight. Previously, if you are beating, now you gali dena, verbal is different and physical is more hurting, right? Especially unknown person. Known person, the verbal is more serious than the physical. Relatives, brother को मारने से वो बाद में आके बोले हाँ ठीक है चलो उनको कुछ बोल दिया उनको मन में रहेगा अरे हमको ऐसा बोल दिया. So depending upon situation, reduce the intensity of reaction, let me say like that. वो एक दिन आएगा पूरा इंटेंसिटी पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा ना, then he'll be a sadhu. So it's a question of reducing the intensity of reaction, that's all. You had something to say?
I mean, like one more thing was that you can say कि मतलब the warning that हाथ मेरा भी उठ सकता है, something like that.
हाँ, वो बोलने में क्या तकलीफ है? उठता यही तो बोला ना, हुड दिखाने के लिए बोला ना. Then the snake was throwing away. Then
Out of respect, I'm not hitting you. That doesn't mean that.
no, that you should not say. हाँ ठीक है, रेस्पेक्ट कर रहा है. Anyway, it's as I said, if you have reacted, you reduce 10% intensity, that's all. That is good enough. 10% में जाएगा तो बहुत हो जाएगा.
How to
Improve?
to not react. How to
Before you react, you count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what people say, no? Whether I should react or not react. If you are supposed, you want to react, you say that I will react tomorrow. One day you think, and then tomorrow's reaction will be definitely less than what you have reacted immediately. If you get an email, very strong mail, chastising you, don't respond immediately. एक दो दिन का बाद respond करना. Because we are now getting used to respond immediately. WhatsApp message के तुरंत message को थोड़ा बाद में respond करना, थोड़ा सोच के. Then the intensity of reaction will be much less. क्या instruction दे रहे हैं आप? कैसा react करना है?
Actually, no, not exactly. Every time depend on Krishna, Krishna will take care of it.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
It is like that. A devotee is attacked. You call Krishna, he will take care.
Krishna will definitely help you, no doubt about that. There is no doubt.
Krishna will protect you 100%.
Yes. How he will protect? By means of postponing the reaction time. Why postpone it? Why? It's not necessary immediately you have to react.
But it's not always possible to count in 10.
I just said like that. At least you count 9 then. 9 से तो चलेगा. थोड़ा कम है तो ठीक है. See, there is a goal, and you are here. At least you should know where is the goal. And if you think that it will take longer time to reach, that's fine. But at least you know where is the goal. This is where you have to go. At least this should be known. No, you don't even know what it is. Then you are a blind. What to do, what not to do. You don't know. First, you should be very clear. What is my goal? What I am going to achieve. And if I don't know the goal, suppose if I know the tolerance I have to do, I know the goal. And even if I am not tolerating, okay, let me take the example. Suppose you are supposed to tolerate, you didn't tolerate, and you have immediately given it back. Then you sit and think, actually, I should not have said like that. That itself is a good improvement. कम से कम previously not अच्छा से दिया है, मेरे को दिया ना. From that, if you have come to the level, why did I say like that? I should not have said. Maybe next time I will not say. You are improving. You are improving actually. Next time at least you will not say. So, it's a matter of we trying to do it. Very trying to do it. Even if you fail 2-3 times also is fine. At least you know what you should be trying, That's good. That's what we are supposed to be doing. That is expected. You have something to say?
I feel that once the intensity of reacting completely wears off, that Krishna is seeing us through the process, so then he himself protects us, as Mataji said that we should always.
Yes, definitely.
People who are actually bothering
Krishna
us,
is
they
all.
stop bothering us.
Huh?
He makes a situation in which people who are normally bothering us, they stop bothering us only.
They get frustrated. Krishna is actually always protecting. It's not that only at the end he will protect. He is always protecting, but we don't see his protection, that's all. Krishna is always protecting. He is merciful Father, but we don't realize what. Sometimes people say that मेरा बाप मेरे को क्या किया? क्या नहीं किया? Only if he gives some big fixed deposit and big property, then only he has done something. The way you are even asking a question, that itself is because of your father only. No? So we don't know what we have got from the father, mother, etc. Then we talk big things. So we are like that, infant, not knowing that our father and mother are taking care of us. Krishna is always taking care. We will see that when we are fully mature, then Krishna will make it see. Now we are infant, we are complaining he is not doing anything, still Krishna is taking care.
Just wonder, we can practice this by reminding each other at home.
Home matter should be discussed at home.
Slowly, gradually, it goes down.
You can remind each of you, keep reminding. Why home? Everywhere he can remain. Others also, friends also he can remain. So this is a question of, it's a process, and we need to know well that we have to go in that path. However slow it may be. If we don't know the path, then we are blind, ignorance. At least we know where we have to go. Even if you are not able to walk, if you are rolling also, roll. No, at least you are rolling in the right direction. Yes. There is this, okay, any Zoom. Any questions on the Zoom? Anybody has any questions? If you have a question, you can raise your hand. In the meantime, there is some questions. One question you got your answer, 64 qualities. Another question is our Ranjanis are there? Yes. Okay. You had a question about 4 dandas, Tridanda, Ekadanda. How Ekadanda is superior to all the dandas. In the purport itself, it is mentioned Tridandi Sannyasi. Tridandi Sannyasi means in the danda they carry, there are 3 dandas actually, which actually indicate the person is completely dedicating the body, mind, and words. Kaya, Mana, and Vakya. All the 3, whatever he speaks about spiritual matter. Whatever he thinks, it is about spiritual matter. Whatever body does, it is for spiritual. So sannyasi is supposed to be engaged all his activities in service of Krishna. So they carry Ekadanda, 3 danda. So Ekadanda is generally carried by Mayavadis, and they think that absolute truth is one. So they can carry Ekadanda. Danda they carry. So here it is also mentioned that the 4th item is Jiva Danda. The mind, body, and the words, they are 3. And Jiva Danda is surrendering, self-surrender, Atma Nivedana. So that is considered as a 4th. And Vaishnavas, generally, they follow that. They not only know the words and the body and mind, but they are completely surrendered to Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually took sannyas from Keshava Bharati, who is coming in the Ekadanda Sampradaya, Mayavad Sampradaya. And he was carrying danda also. But then, even though externally he was appearing to be like a Ekadandi, but then he was actually fully, he was explaining about, this Srimad Bhagavatam, describing about the devotional service. And Mayavadi Ekadandi will never discuss about Srimad Bhagavatam actually. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he was carrying Ekadanda, within the Ekadanda, all the 4 dandas are existing. And even that danda was broken by Nityananda Prabhu, in Danda Banga Bhumi near, Jagannath Puri. So in that way, Ekadanda of Mayavadi is not superior, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carrying Ekadanda in which all 4 dandas are working, that is superior. So in general principle, Ekadanda is not really superior, but Tridanda means, at the end of the day, it is clearly said that sannyas means who has completely dedicated everything for the service of Krishna. So a sannyas is expected to do that, and that only Vaishnava sannyasis can do. Whereas Mayavadis, they won't really give such emphasis on service. They are more giving emphasis on, jnana, studying scriptures and interpreting it and knowledge only.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Is that okay? Vandita,
Yeah,
is
Hare
happy?
Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All right, and we will end today's session by thanking all of the devotees. Hare Krishna. Yes. Take. Yeah. Thank everyone who has come to attend personally. They in-person session. Those who have come for in-person session, they get the first level of thanks. But still, those who have joined and online, you also are. We are thankful to you for joining, and we thank you very much. And we will end today's session by chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.